Welcome to This Morning on Asakhe podcast, your daily dose of insightful conversation on current affairs, politics, and social issues. Please share and also follow us on social media at Site ZW. Now, stay tuned to today's episode.
A very good morning to you guys. Welcome to the Monday edition of This Morning on Asakhe. My name is Brighton. Good morning to you, Mapiwa, this morning.
Good morning, Brighton, and good morning to our guests. Welcome to This Morning on Asakhe. We are looking forward to a great conversation as we talk about illegal mining activities along rivers that feed city dams.
Just go through that article there this morning. Bulawayo's Mayor David Coulthard has called on the police to intensify patrols and help to end illegal mining activities along rivers that feed into the city's supply dams. Coulthard told Southern Eye yesterday that Bulawayo City Council has deployed municipal police to those areas to man those areas, and also which had its own limitations. So remember, the municipal police cannot arrest; they don't have arresting powers. So he said the illegal mining was causing siltation of rivers, which reduces their capacity to feed into the supply dams. We need concerted effort by the police and possible even the army to end illegal gold panning. Good morning, GKK.
Morning side. I think people should return the country back to its citizens. And what do I mean by that? Let's pursue devolution. And then that way we will stop gaps that are there already that people are exploiting. And remember, this illegal mining thing is it's not as simple as it is. It's not as simple as a few individuals going to exploit our natural resources in this irresponsible manner. It's a whole lot. It's gold buyers that are at the level of just buyers who go out there, then they come and sell to bigger buyers, and before you know it, this whole thing is linked up right up to the top. So that's why it's difficult to handle. It's difficult. It's a hot cake for our institutions like EMA to handle, because it's got support all the way from the top. There's people who are making money out of this. So the only way to really close the gaps is when people have power over what is happening in their provinces. When people can police themselves, or they have control over the police units that are in their localities, through their representatives that are there with them in those areas, they may then tend to have more power. It's all about structure. As long as we have this thing that looks up to a centralized system, it will always be exploited by people that are linked to the top, or people who are at the top themselves, politicians alike, and people who are close to those politicians. When we have control for our resources, provinces, districts, they determine how those resources must be explored. At the end of the day, it's them same people that will be left with these holes in the ground, and there will be a danger to their kids, a danger to the society and everybody. And people at the top would not care about that. As long as they're driving their Rolls Royces out of that gold that is being mined in an irresponsible manner like that, they won't care. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks so much for that, KK.
Let's hear from Lillian. Good morning.
Good morning. In what I think my problems are not going to solve by two way. At individual and family level, maybe pakatanga kuku encourage nyaya civic education. Kuti vanhu vadzidze from vari vana vadiki about their rights and obligations as citizens. Then when it comes to the other side now, mabasa akacreatwa. My problems anenge wa illegal mining, vending, touting, things like that. Because kana mabasa akacreatwa kana pakavane a proper bus system or train system. Mawindesa aya anobva because vanenge kunoshanda ikoko, or other industries anenge achifeeda murailways kana kuti kumabuses. Industry ikatanga kufungaira whether kuheavy industry or light industry, kuchiitwa mashifts atakakura achiitwa kuma80s ekuti vanhu vanoenda kubasa makuseni masikati manheru. Vanhu vanobva muvending mutown muyami vachienda kubasa, because hapana munhu angade kuswera achirohwa nezuva than kuenda hako kubasa uzomirira cheki yako at the end of the week or the month. So zvinhu zvikadzoka back to normalcy kuma80s ye, zvinhu zvese zviri illegal izvi, munhu anenge akuona kuti hazvisi worth kuti ndonoita panning yekunochera makomba yeti ndokwanisa kunosenza kualaska mine. So some of these things handifunge kuti zvinonyanya kuda rocket science. Nyaya iri kungodiwa kutiko investment, makampani ovhurwa because tese hatingave maminers, vanhu mwana vada kungoenda noshanda kuindustry kana kumaini. Mainvesta ngaitwe, makampani ovhurwa, maindustry ovhurwa, vanhu vaende kumabasa. Maproblems ese anosolveka easily. That's my take.
Thank you so much, Lillian, for that contribution. I'll draw the line. Good morning. What's your thought on today's topic?
Good morning. My contribution starts from informal and formal. The country should not be run in an informal way to avoid all these kinds of things. The direction the country is going from this informal thing is killing almost everything. Right now, those dams which are being sealed are facing challenges of siltation, water pollution, and all those kind of stuff. It goes back to the governing system, which is weak. We need to strengthen, especially that department which they call EMA and so forth. It's so sad, worse, if you realize that in January and December, we received good rainfall by that period, of which that type of rainfall, if the catchments were properly secured without siltation and all these kind of things, we should have enough water for the cows and everything. But unfortunately, the water is now just getting in and gone because the dams are affected with siltation. So this thing goes back to formalization of things. People must learn to formalize things so that the country can be run in a proper way. We can't have a country which benefits 0.1%. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'll draw the line for your contribution this morning. Let's hear from Chris. Good morning, Chris.
Hi, host. In this Midlands region and in Boterekwa, we have seen that they've destroyed all these rivers. So what has happened there is it was not necessarily the ordinary people who are mining. I think it goes through EMA as well. EMA is a bit helpless now because the powers that be, they make them not function and do their mandated functions in the country. So I've noticed that these illegal miners, they are not just working as illegal miners, they are working for big people up there. There's need for formalization. They say that people are coming to invest, those foreigners coming to invest in mining, especially the gold, those big minerals, like chrome and all this. They come in with the blessing of the government and all that. There's something that the government benefits from that. So when they come in, some of these ministries, they won't be functioning properly because someone up there is there to make sure that whatever deals they've had, I don't know if they do brown envelopes or whatever, but I suspect that's what happens. If that happens, we have the environment being protected. Because what you need to know is whenever there's poverty in a region or area, the environment cannot be protected. That's the last thing that comes on the list. We need, like someone was saying, strong structures. We need institutions that are strong, that are not infiltrated, that are not being controlled by one or two families or people up there. All these problems you are mentioning about the rivers being silted and people digging everywhere, endangering animals and all sorts. It's because there is no structure in place as a government that protects the environment. So it's just like we've got ministries that are just there for a show, but they are not functioning and doing their proper mandated jobs. If you look at, there was an outcry about the river. I know we're talking mostly about the Blaue region and all that. If you look at the Mazowe River, do you remember that there was an outcry. The Chinese came, not just our ordinary people trying to make a living and do illegal mining. They came and they to dig the riverbed. If you check Google and see, it's a mess because there was a lot of environmental degradation there. A lot of like fishes and other organisms. Their ecosystems were destroyed because that river system, the one which used to be there, was very, very, very good. I used to go to Bindura, drop off at Maso. I would see that, it's quite a shame that the government would let that happen and no one says anything about it. We've got a home minister of environment. We've got the EMA, like someone said, who are bound, but I know EMA, their hands are tied. They might try this. They tried that in Boterekwa. They got these stories coming. They can't do anything. They are scared to say anything. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Good morning to you, Shepard.
Morning, Mr. Brighton and Namhlanhla. Saying yes, I agree with Babu Kolchat. Law enforcement agencies should be available. But we should have more measures rather than to have law enforcement agents only, because we know the reason why, because we are in a corrupt state. You can find at the end of the day, we have deployed maybe 15 policemen fully armed to Umzingwane. Then they found me as Makorokoza. Then I give them maybe $100. Then they say, Shamar, do you get the point? We all know that we are in a state enjalo. In order for us, number two, what we should law, as Baham say, number law enforcement agency, yes, that's correct. But let us not trust them 100%. The other way we can do, maybe let us try to have permits. A simple way where we can give a simplified license to small miners. Why do I say so? It is easy to govern small miners if they are under a certain rule or a certain board.
Well, thanks so much, Shepard, for that. Good morning to you, Senor.
Good morning, Brighton. Have we forgotten? I heard someone talking about Kwekwe here. Makorokoza Asungike, the police ran away from the Korokoza. There's no legal framework to whip these people in line because they've got powers from somewhere. The law enforcement, people died, the machete, history, I think people have forgotten. People were being killed. I'm not talking of them fighting, but people, they were just running amok, with machetes, killing people, and the police couldn't do anything. So we're talking of people here who are actually authorized to ruin our economy, authorized to damage the environment. Makorokoza abatika asungike zokumanya, and it did been a meaningful arrangement to have them classified as small miners. We could be somewhere. Where is that gold going? So it is just a dummy in the eyes of many to say, no, they are given respect. Government is trying to make them a formal entity. But at the end of the day, nothing is coming back to the fiscus. It's very sad, and I would like to use my mic.
Thank you so much, Signoro, for that contribution. Interesting solutions brought forward.
For myself, Brighton Nube.
And Nonhlanhla Mapigwa, it's bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode. For feedback, you can contact us on 263-777-470017. Don't forget to follow and like our social media pages.